Mia Parker's hands trembled as she scanned the final item for a grumpy customer in her checkout lane. It was her third double shift this week, and her feet ached from standing for hours on end. Life as a grocery store cashier wasn't easy, but it was the only way Mia could make ends meet. She was saving every penny to pay off her late mother's medical bills and dreaming of a future where she didn't have to count every dollar. It was raining hard when her shift finally ended. Mia pulled her tattered jacket tight around her, stepping outside into the storm. The sound of thunder roared above, and she shivered as the cold rain soaked through her clothes. That's when she noticed an elderly woman struggling to cross the street. The woman's hands clutched a cane, and she seemed disoriented, squinting at the oncoming traffic. Without thinking twice, Mia ran over, splashing through puddles. "Ma'am, are you okay?" she asked, her voice filled with concern. The woman looked up at Mia, her face pale and wrinkled with age. I'm lost," she stammered. "I can't find my way home." Mia didn't hesitate. "Let me help you," she said, gently taking the woman's arm. Together, they found shelter under a nearby awning. The woman explained that she had forgotten her address, but remembered the name of her neighborhood. Mia used her last few dollars to call a taxi and accompany the woman home, making sure she was safe and comfortable. As they reached the grand estate, Mia was stunned. The mansion before her was enormous, with pristine gardens and a driveway lined with luxury cars. The elderly woman smiled warmly. "Thank you, my dear. You've been so kind to me. Please come inside for some tea." Mia hesitated, but eventually nodded, following the woman inside. She had no idea that this simple act of kindness was about to change her life forever. The next morning, Mia woke up to the smell of freshly brewed coffee and the sound of birds chirping outside. She had spent the night in one of the guest rooms after the elderly woman insisted. Her name was Evelyn Harper, and she had treated Mia like a long-lost granddaughter, offering her warm clothes and a hearty meal. As Mia stepped into the dining room, she was greeted by Evelyn and a man who looked like he had stepped straight out of a business magazine. Tall, sharply dressed and exuding authority, he had a piercing gaze that made Mia's stomach churn. "Good morning," Evelyn said cheerfully. "Mia, this is my son, Alexander. Alexander, this is the young lady who helped me yesterday." Alexander raised an eyebrow, his expression unreadable. "Thank you for helping my mother," he said curtly. Mia nodded, feeling out of place in her thrift store clothes amidst the luxury surrounding her. Evelyn's eyes twinkled with mischief as she observed the two. "Mia, I've decided something," she announced. "You're a wonderful young woman with a kind heart. And Alexander, well, he could learn a thing or two from you." "Mother," Alexander interjected, his tone sharp. "What are you getting at?" Evelyn smiled innocently. "I think you two should spend more time together. In fact, I've made up my mind. Alexander, you're going to marry Mia." The room fell silent. Mia's eyes widened in shock, and Alexander looked as though he had been struck by lightning. "Excuse me?" they said in unison. Evelyn waved her hand dismissively. "Oh, don't look so surprised. Alexander, you're always buried in work and never make time for anything else. Mia is exactly the kind of person you need in your life. And Mia, you deserve someone who can take care of you after everything you've been through." Mia shook her head. "Mrs. Harper, I appreciate everything you've done for me, but I can't marry your son. We don't even know each other." Evelyn's expression softened. "I understand, dear, but at least consider it. Alexander, what do you say?" Alexander crossed his arms. "This is ridiculous," he muttered. But Evelyn's determined gaze told him there was no point in arguing. "Fine," he said reluctantly. "I'll get to know her. But that's all I'm agreeing to for now." What started as an awkward arrangement slowly turned into something neither Mia nor Alexander anticipated. Over the next few weeks, they spent time together, visiting local charities and working on community projects. At Evelyn's insistence, Mia's warmth and compassion began to chip away at Alexander's icy demeanor, and she discovered that beneath his stern exterior was a man who cared deeply, but struggled to show it. One evening, as they walked through a park, Alexander opened up about his childhood. "My father was a ruthless businessman," he admitted. "He always told me emotions were a weakness. I guess I've been trying to live up to his expectations ever since." Mia's heart ached for him. "You're not your father," she said softly. "You have the power to be whoever you want to be." For the first time, Alexander smiled, a genuine smile that lit up his face. "Thank you, Mia," he said. "You're unlike anyone I've ever met." Their bond deepened, but not without challenges. Evelyn's meddling continued, though always with good intentions. She orchestrated events to push them closer, from surprise dinners to shared volunteer trips. One memorable day, she insisted they work together at a soup kitchen. "You're doing great," Mia said, watching Alexander serve meals with unexpected ease. "It's oddly fulfilling," he admitted. Yet whispers began to spread in Alexander's world. His board questioned his new distractions. His rivals spread gossip about Mia's background. Overwhelmed, Mia tried to distance herself. "Don't let them dictate," Alexander affirmed, gripping her hands. "They don't know you like I do." Tears welled in Mia's eyes, but she nodded. Together they faced the challenges head-on, proving that love could thrive even in the harshest conditions. Months passed, and their relationship blossomed into something neither of them could deny. Alexander surprised Mia with a simple, yet heartfelt proposal, choosing a quiet spot in the park where they had shared their first honest conversation. "Mia," he said, dropping to one knee, "you've changed my life in ways I never thought possible. Will you marry me?" Mia's heart soared. "Yes," she whispered, tears streaming down her face. Evelyn watched from a distance, her heart swelling with pride. She knew she had been right all along. These two were meant to be together. Mia and Alexander's wedding was a small, intimate affair filled with laughter and love. Evelyn beamed with joy, knowing her son had finally found happiness. Mia's life had changed in ways she never imagined, and she was ready to embrace her new future with Alexander by her side. As they danced under the stars, Alexander leaned in and whispered, "Thank you for saving my mother that day. It brought me the greatest gift of my life, you." Mia smiled, her heart full. "And thank you for giving me a family when I thought I had none." They kissed as the world around them faded, their love shining brighter than ever.